Good day, everybody. The crow again. Today we talk about Syria. What triggers this? Of course, the devastating earthquake that just happened a couple of days ago. Now, I didn't really plan it, the title, which is almost the same title as the video I did in Ukraine a couple of days ago. Pray for Syria. It's being destroyed by the evil cabal. But perhaps I was wrong, or perhaps I wasn't exactly clear with this title, because it's being attempted to be destroyed by the evil cabal, because contrary to Ukraine, Syria has a leader that's actually fighting the cabal. What prompted me to actually make this video was, again, the cruelty of the West. It's been a horrific earthquake, both in Turkey and in Syria. And all the West is sending assistance to Turkey. And Syria is almost being left alone. Lucky there's Russia to help them. Syria's been choked by sanctions for decades now, and we'll get to the reason soon. And now there's a big cry to just get rid of these sanctions. Syria needs assistance, help. But the West, the heartless West, the evil West, the Nazi West, is refusing. Now, before we get into the story of Syria, let's explore for a moment something. Now, I'm not saying I've come to any conclusion, not at all. We all know that earthquakes can be manufactured. In the last months, Syria and Turkey were approaching each other and on the verge of signing a peace deal, making peace, and collaborating. It's a historical move. But this move would have meant also the Americans would have been kicked out of northern Syria and the oil fields, etc. Just something to think about. This earthquake suddenly here, in this place. I know it sounds far-fetched, but more far-fetched things than this have happened. But regardless, why is Syria so hated by the West? No, Assad is not a cruel dictator. He's actually an enlightened leader.
الغرب أنه لا يوجد لديه لا أصدقاء ولا يوجد لديه أعداء، يوجد لديه عدو واحد هو كل من يقف في وجه مصالحه المادية. فيعني لا الشيوعية ولا الإسلام ولا النازية ولا الصين ولا روسيا ولا غيرها هم أعداء للغرب. إذا كانوا يلبوا المصالح فهم أصدقاء، إذا كانوا يقفوا ضد المصالح فهم أعداء، يعني المبادئ صفر. لكن آخر حقيقة، وهي من أشد الحقائق قبحا وقلة من الناس تعرف عنها، هي كذبة أن الغرب ضد النازية وأن الصهيونية ضد النازية. القلة تعرف بأن النازيين في أوكرانيا، وهي منظمات نازية عملت بشكل وثيق مع هتلر أمنيا وعسكريا وعقائديا، عندما انتهت الحرب العالمية الثانية أخرج القادة، البعض منهم إلى أوروبا والبعض منهم إلى أمريكا، وفي الخمسينيات طالبت CIA الإدارة الأمريكية أن يرفع الحظر عن هذه المجموعات النازية لأنها ضرورة لأمريكا في أوكرانيا التي كان جزء من الاتحاد السوفيتي. وما يؤكد هذا الكلام اليوم، هذا الكلام التاريخي، أن زيلينسكي هو صهيوني يهودي، ولكنه يدعم المنظمات القومية المتطرفة التي قاتلت في الحرب العالمية الثانية عندما دخل هتلر، وشارك جزء منها في المذابح ضد اليهود. فكيف يكون هذا الصهيوني اليهودي داعم لهذه المنظمات؟ والغرب يدعم هذه المنظمات التي تسمى اليوم منظمة آزوف اليمينية، وإسرائيل الصهيونية التي تجتر ذكرى البكاء على ضحايا المحرقة تدعم زعيما يدعم النازية التي قتلت اليهود. هذا يؤكد بأن الغرب يكذب في كل ما يقول، والغرب لا يهمه سوى أن يسيطر على العالم، أن يتحكم بالعالم، وأن ينهب الموارد ويملأ خزائنه بالأموال.
Syria is a beautiful country. 20 million people, one of the oldest civilizations on earth. And Damascus, one of the oldest cities on earth. It's a majority Muslim country with 10% Christians, with Kurds, with Assyrians, with Druze. It spent 400 years under the rule of the Ottoman Empire until 1916. And then, in 1922, it came under the mandate, a UN mandate. And ruled by the French until 1946. See, they just divided the world in those days. Like the British, you take Palestine, the French, you take Lebanon and Syria, etc., etc., etc. And they still feel like it. And they still act like this, although in a more insidious, covert way. Have you ever thought, what's the real crime of Syria? Why they've been trying to take it down for so long? Because it has a leader that won't bow. And apart from the fact that it has a leader that won't bow, Syria is one of the only Arab secular countries. And look at this. Because also the Arab world, not all of it, but a lot of it, has ganged on Syria. And why? Because it's secular. The three secular countries in the Arab world, the most secular: Iraq, Libya, and Syria. The US joined in with the jihadis to bring the government down in order to install a more conservative government. Libya is a mess. Iraq is a mess. Libya has been destroyed. Iraq has been destroyed. And Syria, I don't want to say it's being destroyed, because it's not. Because Syria is very lucky. Russia has been its ally for a long time. And luckily for Syria, Russia chose to support it. And Syria, of course, also has oil. And most of the oil in Syria now, it's still controlled by the US. They're thieves, they're bandits. They say they fight for democracy. They're liars. There's no democracy in the West. Syria, Libya, and Iraq or the third Arab countries, the women could do whatever they want. They could walk with jeans and short skirts on the street. Yes, Islam was still a religion, but not the rule. So the West say they're bringing freedom. The West are liars. They are constant liars. They're trying to destroy one of the oldest civilizations on earth. All kinds of lies, as chemical weapons and blah blah, which have all been proven a lie. The West hates defiance. They want obedience. Saddam Hussein did not obey. He wanted to trade his oil in euros. Got knocked down. Gaddafi wanted to start an African currency, like the euro, but an African currency backed by gold. He wanted to liberate the African continent. Done. Syria is resisting. So we have to pray for Syria. And we have to pray for its leader. And we have to pray that Russia stands strong by assisting it. And continues to assist it. But Syria is attacked by all fronts. Not only as the parts of the north of Syria occupied by the jihadists, the Americans, bit by the Turks, but its Golan Heights is occupied since 1967 by the Zionist regime of Israel. And why does nobody talk about it? An invasion, an occupation, different rules. If you stand with the Igbo Empire, everything is okay. We have to pray for Syria. There's lots of petitions going around now to totally drop all the sanctions because Syria needs assistance. It's been totally devastated by this earthquake. It needs more than even what Russia has to offer them. It needs the world to help them. It needs its oil fields back, its oil revenue back, so it could rebuild. Yes, Ukraine is in the headlines now, but there's so many other issues in the world. The deep state, the dark forces, the cabal, they're playing everywhere. I mean, Palestine, we've talked many times in this channel about Palestine. But this moment is Syria's moment. This is the moment we have to stand with Syria. This is the moment we have to pray for Syria. This is the moment we have to do something to make our voice known. That we see you. We see you, the evil cabal. We know what you're doing in Syria. So regardless if the earthquake was manufactured, wasn't manufactured, Syria needs help now. They're humans, like all of us. An amazing, phenomenal country with amazing culture. The last country in the world is still Aramaic is being spoken even. The ancient language of Aramaic, which the Old Testament was written in. The birthplace of ice cream, if somebody knows, is Damascus. Many, many things. So pay attention, be aware, don't be fooled. And try and do something wherever you can. Syria does need our prayer at the moment. Please do the thingy of liking, subscribing, whatever. I know every blogger repeats this, but it's important because somehow the videos only get seen if more people press these buttons. Yeah, namaste. We'll meet again soon.